we are gonna see all the basics for a beginner in Autodesk Sketchbook. When I started uploading my art videos, many of you asked me to do a basic for beginners in Autodesk Sketchbook. So here I am doing that. So for this, you can use any tablet or even a phone. And this is a free app, so you can download it and use it as you like. This is how the app looks like. If you don't have it, go to the Play Store or your App Store and download it by typing in the search bar Autodesk Sketchbook. Now after you download it, this is how it will look like. You can open the app now. Once you open the app, you can just play around with it and figure out what each option does. You can use that menu on top to select the size of the canvas which you want to use. I usually use the screen size canvas, and you can use any dimensions which you want to use, and you can customize your canvas according to your liking. You'll find menus on all three sides of the screen, and the left one is for brushes. You can customize it and set whatever brushes you want to use regularly on that and for the quick access. On your right, it is the layers toolbar, layers and color wheel. You can use different layers to draw when you are drawing. That plus on top can be used to add layers to your art while you're drawing. On top of the screen is some of the other art tools which you can use. We'll see all of them in detail in the video, so keep watching. You can just pinch and resize the canvas while you're drawing, just like you do for pictures, like you zoom in and zoom out. And these list of brushes on the left side is customizable, as I told you earlier. This is my favorite brush, and you can change the size and opacity of the brush here using that slider. And you can change each one of the brushes properties according to your liking by using each menu on different brushes. When you tap on the brush, you will find this menu. There's even brush types in which you can use any of the brush as an eraser, and there are many different options too. You can just play around with it. And there we go to the library. Under this, you'll find lots and lots of brushes and pencils, erasers, textures, and even shapes. Like you can just see them under different headings. So it will be easy for you to choose what you want to use. And there we go to the settings again. Just like this, you can slide and choose the size of the brush. Similarly, the opacity of the paint. And there are many even different options in the advanced menu, but I don't bother about it so much. You can just check on it. I usually keep it in the default. And now you can also change the size and opacity of the brush using this slider here. So this is for the size of the brush, and the bottom one is for opacity or flow of the brush, which you can adjust using just sliding that. Okay, let's write something. Now when you tap on that circle there, your color wheel opens, and the outside circle is for adjusting the hue of the color, and the center for the saturation. You can adjust the saturation and the hue to find your desired color and use them in your artworks. And there are some other adjustments as well, like HSL, RGB. And this is a palette for saving colors for your quick access. Like you can just drag and drop the created color in it so that it saves it there, which you can access later in the course of your drawing. And that's the color picker, which you can use to pick the color directly from your drawing. You can also use one finger hold, and you can pick the color easily. In case you can't directly access the color picker using the one finger hold, you can change it in the settings, which I'll show you later. And here I am just picking up random colors and drawing lines to show you how to pick a color. Just tap and hold like this and you can just pick up the color. There we have it. So you can even pick up the colors while you're drawing. In case you forgot to save the color also, you can use this to save the color later. Now you can drag and drop that color to the palette and save it, in case you forgot to save it in the first time. You have some more pastel colors also in the copy menu. Like this, you can see all the different and beautiful colors in there. You can use them too if you want. That's all about the colors, I guess. So let's move to the top menu. Here's the undo and redo button. When drawing by resizing the canvas, if you want to bring it to the full screen again, instead of pinching it like this, you can do 2 fingers double tap to bring the canvas to full screen again, just like that. Let me show it again. Use your 2 fingers, just tap double time. You can access undo and redo using so many different ways in this app, like this corner double tap tool. Here I did like double tap on the corner. There are settings which you can change these double taps on the corners, like what you want to do. I have it as undo and redo. The left double tap is for undo and the right double tap, I have it as redo. The first icon on top will open 4 different options. The first one will open a new empty canvas. When you're done with your artwork and you want to open a new one, you can use that, and there you can set the dimensions too. And this opens up your previous projects, like whatever you have done before, and you can see them all there. And this can be used to save your work as an image, or you can share it directly to any other apps as you like. And this is for all the shortcut settings and preferences which I have been talking about for a while. Let's now get into it. Now open the preferences. There you'll find all the shortcut menus. Like there you can see the tap hold for color picker check and the pinch to gallery. Like if you pinch the screen, it will go into the gallery instead of going to the menu. And the corner shortcuts are here, like double tap on the corners to choose. You can customize it as you like whatever you want to do with the double tap on the corners. So similarly, next the 3-finger swipe menu is there. You can use a 3-finger swipe to do any action, and you can customize that too, like what you want to do with the 3-finger swipe. I have set it to undo redo, like left swipe is for undo and the right 3-finger swipe is for redo. So in case you change your mind and you want to change the swipes and do different actions, you can go back to the preferences and go to the 3-finger swipe menu, and you can set whatever action you want to do with the 3-finger swipe. This will be so much helpful when you're drawing and you want to just do undo or redo. This 3-finger swipe will help a lot. I always use that. There are reset color swatches also. You can reset all the brush settings also in this. Like here, the swipe down also works, and a swipe up I have set to clear page so that it clears the page. Right swipe redo and the left swipe undo. Now this toolbar is for adding and editing layers. When you draw different parts of your art in different layers, you can easily change them or change the color or erase them using this. And every layer will have this menu inside, like copy, cut, paste, duplicate, clear. Like you can clear the entire layer using that. Let me show you how the color fill works. I'm drawing a couple of leaves and I'm going to give the color using that fill color option. When I fill the color, it fills properly inside the outline. In case if I leave the outline open, it bleeds the color all over the page. Always close the shape to fill color properly. So this can be used to clear the entire page. Now let me show you how to fill colors in different layers. So I'm going to draw the outline of an object in one layer and I'm going to fill the colors in different layers. I'm just drawing a simple flower, and now that plus sign there is used to create a new layer. So click on that and that will create a new layer like this, and on the new layer you can use the sample all layers option on the fill menu. Click on that, and when you see that sample all layers, it means it has sampled all the layers, so you can fill colors only on the shape. So now we can fill colors separately in different layers like this. So see how I filled only the center of the flower. Now I'm going to create one more layer for the petals. So this way you won't affect the colors of other things, or if you want to erase any outline or something, you won't disturb the other colors or other layers. So drawing in layers helps so much in that. If it's on sample one layer, you can't fill in the shape, you will just fill in everywhere. So always make sure you keep that in the sample all layers so that you can fill in different layers. This eye like icon on each layer is to hide and unhide the layers. See, like when you check it, it will hide the layer, and when you uncheck it, it will show the layer. So you can use this when you want to draw something and you want that alone to be visible. You can hide the other layers, and you can hold and drag to rearrange the layers. Like you can bring something front and you can bring something back by holding and dragging them. This lock icon will lock the transparency of the layer, which will be very much useful when you are drawing, and I'll show what it does now. So I'm gonna draw a shape. That's the shape tool where you find square, circle and a line. I'm just drawing an ellipse and I fill the color. Now when I lock the transparency, see what happens. I'm choosing a red color to draw over it to show the difference. Without the transparency lock, it just goes all over the place. But when you lock the transparency, you won't be able to draw anywhere outside the places where already something is present. Like you can't be able to draw anywhere outside. Only where there is something already present on the layer, you can only draw over them. This helps a lot when particularly you are adding some detail to a place where only you don't want it to go outside the lines. That would be so much helpful while shading the picture or something. So here we go, the with lock and without lock difference, just like that. This is for duplication. You can duplicate the layer and create this similar layer again, and you can manipulate it while drawing. Each layer has these menus inside. That blending option can be changed to different settings according to your liking. That changes the layer differently. This color label is similar to naming the layer, but with colors. You can use different colors to name each layer. These are all the basic options which we usually do: copy, cut, paste, and duplicate we have already seen. Now this is clear, that also we saw. And this one is merge, which merges that particular layer with the next layer. See here, it merged the two layers into one. And this option here helps you to move whatever is on the layer. Like if you want to move any object, you can use that. See, like this, you can just drag and move it around the canvas. This option here helps you to change the shape of the object. Giving the pointers on the sides, you can just drag it around and manipulate the shape of the object which is being selected. I usually use this tool to make shadows for whatever object I am using. Like you can duplicate the layer and reduce the opacity of it and just change the shape of it to get the shadows. This duplicate option will help you a lot when you want to replicate any other objects in a picture multiple times and you don't want to draw it again and again. You can just duplicate and use it as you like. Now I want to move the flower to the other side. Using that merge, I'm going to merge all the layers of the flowers. There's one empty layer, I'm going to delete using that delete layer option. When a single object or an art piece which you want to move is in different layers, you won't be able to move them all together. So at that stage you have to merge them all together and bring them to a single layer and use the transform tool and just move and resize it according to your liking. In the transform menu, there's also options for you to flip the object, and also you can rotate the object. Counterclockwise direction, and there's also clockwise direction in that. Let's place the flower there on the side, and I'm going to merge the shadow on that ellipse also. If you use merge all the layers will become one layer, but I don't want that, so I'm using merge single time. And I have created one more layer. I'm going to draw a rectangle. Let's see a little bit about shading and all. I just fill the color and I'm locking the transparency. Now using the airbrush, I'm gonna give some shading to the object. As we saw already, the locking transparency won't let you to draw anywhere else outside the object, so it's easy for you to give shading. Now this has given it a dimension, as you can see. If you give the shading along the sides, the shading helps you to change that 2D image into a 3D image. It kind of gives it a feel. Now I just clear that page and I'm going to draw another oval. In the transform tool, there is also move or nudge option, which will help you to move the object by pixels. Like if you want to move it very slightly, you can use this to just move it pixel by pixel. If you use this, the object will move very slowly. You can use this to move any object very slightly. It will give you that minor changes, minor movements. Now let's fill it. And this slider here is for tolerance level. If it's very high and if it's low, there will be a difference while filling the color. Let me show you that by just drawing something very poorly shaped or which will have a textured outline, something like that. If you draw an outline so poorly, and now let's try to fill it with a color. Let me choose a random color. Oh, there's one more menu down here which I forgot to explain. There will be a small dot on the bottom of the screen. which will open these shortcut menus for the previous brush, eraser, color picker, the double puck. The double puck will show you both the color of the brush and also the brush's opacity level. And then flip canvas. That can be used to flip the canvas directly just to draw something, or if you want to view something differently, you can flip the canvas and see. And these are all the shortcuts which will be available. Okay, now let's get back to the color filling thing. Now I'm gonna adjust the tolerance level very low, and it fills it properly inside the shape. And let's try high tolerance. See, it bleeds the color all over the place since the shape is not so clear. So it's better to keep the tolerance level in medium so that you get the better results. Now let's see the selection tool, where you can select any object or even a particular spot for you to work on. Now when you use the lasso tool or a rectangle or square selection, there will be different shapes of selections available. When you just select an area, you can fill color to that particular selected area too, or you can just draw only in the particular area like this, or even you can go to the layers menu and choose copy and paste or cut and paste, whatever you like. Now I'm gonna just copy that and paste it in a second layer, and I can move that selection using the transform tool and adjust the shape or size. Now you can fill colors with the gradient effect like this, and it will have 3 different circles denoting the gradient colors. You can just tap on them and choose different colors to change the gradients of the colors, whichever you want to use. There's linear fill and also radial fill. Now this is a ruler tool, where you'll find a ruler just like the normal ruler, whatever you use to draw lines. You can just adjust the canvas and draw, or you can adjust the ruler and draw. It will only allow you to draw along the ruler. Other than that, you can't draw anywhere else on the screen. When the scale is active, you can only draw along the sides. This is very much similar to the normal ruler which we use. You can use it as you use a normal ruler and draw lines. I'm just drawing some random lines here and there. There's also curved ruler, where you can draw curves along them. You can adjust the curve and you can just draw the curves. There's also ellipse, which you can adjust and draw whatever shape of ellipse or circle, whatever shape you want, you can just adjust and then you can use it to draw. Let's clear this layer, that also. Now we are gonna see about the symmetry tool. This will equally divide your canvas and helps you to draw. When the symmetry tool is active, it will copy whatever you are drawing on one side to the other side. You can also increase the sections of the symmetry tool. Like this, if you have 4 sections, like if you draw on one side, it will come in all the 4 sides. If you want to stop the line at the center line, you have to just check and uncheck that option there. This will either stop the stroke within the line or will allow it to move across the line. Here it stops the stroke in the center of the line, as you see. And when you change the setting, it will extend the stroke through this side to the other side. Now it won't stop the stroke in the center line, it will pass through the lines and go to the other side. Let me clear this layer. And let's lock the symmetry lines, and now when you lock it, you can just turn the canvas around and the symmetry line will be in the same place. You can also hide the symmetry lines with this and you can draw if you want. And when you unlock it, you can just move it around. You can also increase or decrease the number of sections using that slider there. This will make your mandala art so much easier. It will be so much fun and satisfying to draw with this. I have already done mandala art using the Symmetry tool. I'll leave the link of the video down below in the description. These are all the 3 quick shapes tool: line, circle and square. And next is a predictive stroke, which will help you to adjust the shapes when you're just writing it messy. It will just predict the shape and makes it little more perfect. Like this. When you draw a wavy line, and it will make it little more perfect and brings it to a straight line. This will be very much helpful if you are not a good writer. If you want to write neatly or something, you can use this to write. It will mostly correct your letters and brings it to a perfect shape. Even curves, they'll work. I use this mostly when I'm drawing some straight lines or something which I want to do it by hand instead of using a ruler. This will help you to draw straight lines. And here I am writing my name again, and wait for it. See, my N has turned into a triangle. I don't know why it happened. It just predicted it's a triangle. And this one here will help you to import any image into the layer, and you can import any images and you can even trace that image using another layer on top with the image below. Tracing is easy. If you do like this, you can import any image and just trace that object. And this one here will give you that guidelines for drawing in perspective. Maybe if you are an architect, you would love this. I usually don't use it. If you're into drawing buildings or architectural designs, then this is for you. Without that guidelines, you can't be able to draw in that perspective. Next, this is for inserting text into the canvas. You can use this to type in some texts, and you can use that same transform tool to manipulate it. You can stretch it, bend it and make it big or small using this. Let's clear it. Now this one helps you to record the screen. Whatever you're drawing, it will record it in a time-lapse video. I usually use this to record all of my drawings, my previous videos which you might have seen before. I use that to record. This last option here is helpful for hiding the toolbars when you're drawing. If you tap on it, it will hide and unhide the toolbars available. Let's play around with some brushes now. There are so many brushes in this library, but I won't be able to have time to explain each and every one of them. So you can just play around with everything when you get time. When you open first time the app, and you can just play around with all the brushes, all the colors and all different menus in it. Now I am just showing you some samples of different brushes and their strokes, how it works. And they are small, and you can increase the size using the slider, and you can draw bigger size, small, and then again slider and big. So you can just use everything. It'll be much easier when you try and get to know all these brushes, and you can decide what you want to use them for. There is also different types of erasers in it, soft eraser, hard eraser. So when you get to try them all, you can just know what they do, and you can just drag them from the brush library and bring it to this side toolbar and save them if you want a quick access. So these synthetic paint brushes will work just like a normal paintbrush, where when you start the stroke it will be dark and towards the end it becomes lighter. Even we have pencils in it, 2H, 3H, 4H pencils which we use for arts, 3BHP pencils. So you can try around, and halftone is there, different shapes, sizes, textures. So many brushes are available. Different shapes are there. This one here can be useful for drawing some grass or a plant, little tiny plants which you want to draw. Just one stroke will create a beautiful pattern. There's also Splatter Patterns. This is my favorite background to use. Here my name is below the splatter, so it is not visible clearly, so I'm gonna hold and drag it to rearrange the layer, and now it's visible clearly. So that's it. I guess I covered most of the things which I know. If you have any doubts, you can leave it in the comments. I'll get back to you. So that's it about today's video, all the basics for a beginner. Thank you so much if you have watched till now, and if you are new here, please subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every weekend, and if you learned something from this, you can like the video and share it with your friends. This Autodesk Sketchbook is a free app, and you can do so many things with it. Also, if you're someone who loves to do artworks and paintings and you don't want to get messy using so many paints and things, you can get into digital art. This is a great way of doing paintings and artworks, and it's so easy too. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in next video. Bye.